Am I the asshole for publicly uninviting my fiance's best friend from the wedding over a joke he made? I wonder if I'm overreacting, but we'll see here. I, female 30, used to be an ex-worker. Now I'm not proud of myself for what I did, but I don't go hard on myself either because circumstances were impossible at the time and I did what I had to do to support my family and myself. My fiancé, male 33, is completely aware of every single aspect of my past and he doesn't judge me for it at all. His best friend, however, tends to throw in some backhanded remarks about my past and he's just joking. He's prone to making jokes about people's personal lives and apparently, everybody is okay with it. They call it good sport. Last night, my fiancé took me to dinner with his family and his best friend was there. We had dinner and started talking about the wedding which will take place next month. My fiancé said something about the budget being tight and his friend said, "Not so sure about this whole wedding thing since you might find yourself paying for and later on despite having the legal rights to it." I was blown away. Truly blown away what he said. I really wanted to let it go, but since my in-laws laughed, then I blew up at him and called him an idiot. He was like, "Relax, it was a joke, didn't you get it?" Well, it's your problem then. My fiancé tried get me to calm down after I stood up, but I got more pissed and told his friend publicly that he was uninvited from the wedding, then took my stuff and went home. My fiancé came back and he was flipping out at me saying it was a joke and I had no right to uninvite his best friend from the wedding like that. I pointed out how his friend's joke wasn't really a joke, but he said that I should quit being oversensitive and taking shit too personally and seriously. We argued and he said it's his wedding too and that I was being controlling and moody. I broke down crying and he accused me of using tears as manipulation to get the upper hand in this argument. I packed and went to stay with mom. My FMIL tried calling me to tell me about how I'm trying to drive a wedge between her son and his friend by uninviting him from the wedding. I refused to speak to her on that, but my fiancé and her are clearly upset and think I overreacted. Not the asshole, and you need to seriously consider whether you want to marry someone who thinks your feelings are less important than his friend's obnoxious jokes, and also that he considers such a person his best friend. Then when you tell him you're upset, he accuses you of being controlling because you're upset. This is not healthy behavior and it does not bode well for a marriage. Ops fiancé. A. Allows her to be the target of disrespectful jokes and banter. B. Tells her she's too sensitive when she rightly gets offended by the disrespect, and throws his support behind the joker. C. Accuses her of being manipulative when she becomes upset at not having the support of her partner. D. Calls his mommy for backup to bully her into accepting that she doesn't deserve to be respected by her partner's friends. This guy is not marriage material. Not the asshole. Your husband has no legal right to sex with you. Duh fuck. Kind of seems more like a subtitle rape joke as well. Who the fuck's your husband hanging out with? And why would original poster want to marry into all that hate? You can do better, you know? Be with someone who loves and accepts you as you are and will stand by you. This is my thought. I've been dating my girl 6 years and simply cut out my friends that treat women like shit. If you treat my girlfriend like shit, then you're treating me like shit, with exceptions. Not the asshole. But your fiancé isn't fine with your past. And how do all these people know about it? Did you tell them? Or did he? This is a giant red flag that your future husband is going to let his friends and family try to shame you for the rest of your life. Seriously consider if this is what you want. Right? That was one of my questions, as well. How does the best friend even know about her past? Original poster. Are you really sure you want to marry this guy? Question mark. Lol, how do the in-laws know about her past, and how have they been about it? I certainly hope original poster consented to all of them knowing this in the first place. Not the asshole for this bit alone, greater than not so sure about this whole wedding thing since you might find yourself paying for and later on despite having the legal rights to it. Married does not equal legal right to sex. End of discussion. You reacted in the heat of the moment to a cruel comment, and whilst it probably should have been a talk between you and your fiancé before uninviting him together, ultimately a lot of people would react the same way. Sex work is not just a party joke to throw around. It's actual work and comes in many forms. Yeah, not the asshole op, but be prepared if your fiancé isn't willing to budge on this, that you're likely signing up for a lifetime of him allowing his friend to treat you like dirt in public. That part bothered me too. This friend sees op as property and nothing but an outlet for sex. Fiancé seems to approve of his friend's views if he won't defend his own partner. This was how it read to me too. The fact he's defending his friend and is angry about him not being welcome at the wedding, but isn't angry about the misogynistic, gross comments made about original poster is concerning. I really hope original poster takes some time to think about this and work out a way forward where they're respected as an equal, not always viewed as a lesser being because they found a way to survive. Not the asshole, but I think you may be wrong when you say that he is completely aware of every single aspect of my past and he doesn't judge me for it at all. I would encourage you to rethink this. You're in for a lifetime of these kind of jokes if you marry this man. Not to mention, he's okay with a joke about having legal rights to sex, because rape jokes are so funny. Not the asshole. I agree with the other comments about the joke being inappropriate, but I'm actually more concerned with your fiancé saying, greater than I broke down crying and he accused me of using tears as manipulation to get the upper hand in this argument. This is bad news, in my opinion. If he's willing to use this to bolster his argument, I don't think it gets better from here. This shows a complete disregard for your feelings on this issue and a severe lack of empathy. Again, if this is his stance now, just imagine what he'll be saying a year from now. 5 years from now. Yes. This is the worst part of the write-up for me. Original poster, don't marry this man. He's shown you how much he values your feelings and your dignity. He was joking about rape. It's obvious his jokes are hostile and he's too much of an asshole to just come out and say what he thinks. Your fiancé should be sticking up for you, not siding with this idiot. Not the asshole, but the others all sound like they are. Not the asshole. He isn't joking, he's trying to put you in your place as not worthy of his friend. If your fiancé won't tell his friend to knock it off and his parents to butt out, it's probably better that you break it off. Not the asshole. Don't marry this dude. He wants you because he wants porn star quality, sex and nothing more. Don't be surprised if the best friend's intrusiveness becomes even more common once you are married. What he said wasn't a joke. It was MRA propaganda, right to sex. GTFOH dude. Which your husband clearly also agrees with, even if he's not stupid enough to be as vocal about it as his friend. Don't be with people who try to make you feel ashamed. Also, the mother getting involved is a red flag. If he's not adult enough to handle a disagreement with his fiancé without getting his mommy involved, he isn't adult enough to be anyone's husband. Not the asshole. Aside from making derogatory comments about your past as a sex worker, which is awful to begin with, and I'm surprised you haven't blown up at this guy before now, claiming that a husband has a legal right to have sex with his wife is so beyond fucked up. That your fiancé sees nothing wrong with the comments his friend has made about you in your past show me that he's not as accepting as you might think he is. And while he's flipping out on you and defending the gross comment his friend made, he accuses you of manipulating him because you cried? He's an ass for that alone. Then, his mom thought she had any right to insert herself into a fight you had with your fiancé? Nope. I know Reddit jumps really quickly to telling people to dump their so, but I do think you need to think long and hard about if you want to actually marry this guy. Do you want your husband to allow people to disrespect you and expect you to sit quietly and just take it? Do you want your husband's mom to insert herself into your relationship like that? Is this the kind of relationship you want to have? The fiancé is just like his friend and deserves to be removed from the wedding as well. I'm sorry, original poster, obviously not the asshole. Not the asshole, but are you sure you want to marry this guy? You'll be committing to a life of, it's just a joke, it's no big deal. 100% my first thought. Anyone worth marrying would have shut that joke down themselves. Just call off the engagement. He allows his friend to say those things because he agrees with him. Not the asshole. Yeah, and even if he doesn't agree, he doesn't have your back. If he hasn't got your back, he's not your partner. Not the asshole, and have a serious talk with this man before you continue with the idea of marrying him, cause this whole thing is a red flag parade. Just a whole pot of marinara. I absolutely detest when people use the just a joke defense when they say something truly offensive. First of all, you're not legally required to provide sex after marriage, and secondly, constantly bringing up something that makes you uncomfortable is cruel. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I hope that you realize that they think less of you, not just a friend, but your in-laws too. Your partner likes being better than you and he will never protect you from their jokes, because he silently agrees. You don't deserve that, you did what you needed to, and they'll look down on you forever. I do counseling now as an engaged couple, before you need to arrange a divorce. Yes, premarital counseling is highly suggested. If your fiancé balks at that, you've been shown another big red flag. Not the asshole. Rethink the wedding. Your fiancé does not respect you and thinks rape is funny. I'm surprised more people didn't catch this. That part about paying for sex despite having legal rights to it is a monumental issue. You might reconsider your relationship with your fiance since he's cool with his best friend disrespecting you. Not the asshole. That's the part that gets me. Her fiance's friend is terrible, but the real problem is the fiance. Letting his friends bully and publicly humiliate her and then treating her like she's the problem? Yikes, original poster. Reconsider your next steps because you're looking at a lifetime of this being used against you by him, his friends, and his family. There are better people out there who won't do that. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You get to decide who is, and who isn't, at your wedding. And emo fiance's friend isn't the only one who shouldn't be at your wedding. Your wedding should be a few years from now, to a different man, one who actually respects you. Despite what he may claim, your fiancé is very much not fine with your past, and he definitely is judging you for it. Not the asshole. His friend's behavior is right out of line. His joke wasn't funny, and it really upset you. He seems to get off on putting other people down. Once it was obvious you were upset, the other people there should have backed you up, not made it 100 times worse by practically joining in. Your fiancé though, wow. You sure you really want to marry this guy? He hasn't got your back, he values a nasty friend over you, and he's saying you're being controlling and moody when you're genuinely upset. I'm not convinced he'll make a very good husband. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but your fiancé doesn't respect you. Find someone better. OMG. Not the asshole. I think this friend and your fiancé have shown their true colors. What the friend said is in no way a joke. He basically alluded and supported the idea of marital rape. You'll have to pay for it even if you're legally entitled to it. What a fuck. No one is entitled to another person. Did you do something in the heat of the moment? Sure. Should you have spoken to your fiancé first? Yeah, that would have been preferable. But the fact that he did not support you and has turned against you to support this friend is a huge red flag. If his friend means more to him than you or marrying you, then he's not ready for marriage. This friend sounds like an asshole and very childish. The true colors comment is accurate. The friend not only shamed her, but turned the insult into a rape joke. The ex-fiancé not only took his friend's side, but accused her of being controlling and moody, and manipulative, for being upset and overreacting. He doesn't respect her. In his mind, her feelings aren't valid unless he agrees with them. The relationship is already toxic, and it's just a hair away from being outright abusive. If he thought the rape joke was funny, I guarantee there's going to be sexual coercion.